What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle,
I'm Darin.
and this is the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. Do we got anything to talk about this week, Darin?
My gosh, just the gift that keeps on giving, man. It's wild.
Every single day, something is popping up, and I'm like, we are not even legitimately in the offseason yet. I think we still got 28 more days.
Dude, this is more content than we had during the season.
Isn't that wild?
So crazy.
Oh
my gosh.
Speaking of the season, we are the Purple Dubs with Hopes podcast. You have found us somehow, some way, and we're thankful that you are tuning in. My good friend Darin and I, we just sit down every week and talk about this team that seems to pop up on our radars every single week with some random off the wall thought, the Minnesota Vikings. And so we appreciate you tuning in on YouTube. Over 200 subscribers at this point. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel, following along. Drop a skull in the comments and please let us know where it is that you are watching or listening, because we are a podcast on YouTube as well from. And then, of course, if you are on any of the podcast platforms that we post on, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, please rate and review. Another 2 reviews came in this week for the podcast on Apple. So thank you guys for taking the time to do that. That means a lot. Vikings fans, non-Vikings fans, it just helps us to know kind of where we're at and if we're hitting what people are looking for. And people are liking us. For some reason, they like the dopes. Who knows?
Some dopes liking dopes.
Oh, so yes. So thank you. Subscribe, follow along. We appreciate you guys for doing that. So Darin, I know that you are in the heart of our Minnesota Vikings, the Minneapolis surrounding areas. I want to get your vibe on just real quick. What's the climate like for Vikings fans within Minneapolis? Because here I see, I'm the outside looking in. So I see every single voice in the Vikings nation. What's it like in Minneapolis right now? Is it as off the wall and out there as I'm seeing on the social media sphere?
All right, I got to be honest. I want to say yes, but no.
Okay.
I would say right now, everyone's pretty I was just telling you, it's state hockey tournament coming this weekend. Everyone's jazzed about that. The Timberwolves are playing well. The Wild are playing well. We're fresh off the Olympic gold medal. So there's a lot of other sports to cover. The Twins are starting, which I don't think people are overly excited for that because, they don't spend any money. But that being said, I think the Vikings diehards, you see Twitter or X, you see what's going on. Like people are talking.
For sure.
And I would say, following the combine especially, I think there's some added juice related to the NFL more broadly. We're coming into free agency. So I'd say the Vikings buzz is low, but building right now. Just starting to build back up. So
well, you guys in the homeland, man, you got a lot of other things going on. Us people on the outside, like the Vikings are off, so we just got to figure out something to talk about.
That's right.
The Vikings. I did want to share this, just some news dropped today as far as the Vikings' decisions to move away from a couple guys, Aaron Jones and Javon Hargraves. They're going to be released at some point, which that's going to be $18 million that we get back on the cap. So, those guys, salute to them. I love Aaron Jones. I mean, He's just great leader in the locker room. But at this point, I think those guys are business decisions. Like, we got to free up some money.
Yeah, I mean, Hargrave just didn't play to the level we needed, especially for the contract that we signed him to. So that's not shocking. Aaron Jones, agree with you, wanted more from him, loved what I saw when he was healthy, but just for the money that he's owed, we just can't afford that at that position. So,
well, yeah. And year one with Jones, I think we got everything we needed from him. And, it was his highest career carries, obviously led us to the first round of the playoffs for a loss. So I think we got what we needed. And then, Hargraves, I just feel like that money we spent there, where did it go?
Back end of the career, man. I think he took a gamble because we just kept missing in the draft. And, that's what happens when you gamble in free agency.
That's a good point. Speaking of gambling in free agency, it seems like that's all we have to talk about right now when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings and the quarterback position. The front office kind of released this week that they're exploring every option that we can at QB. And then just the last couple of days, I've been hearing JJ McCarthy's basically traded away.
Well, did you see the numbers they're throwing out? They're saying they need a first round plus. So I don't think anyone's trading for JJ McCarthy, giving up a first round plus.
But I mean, how are you feeling right now as we move into the offseason? Like, how fast are we shifting here when it comes to the front office. Obviously, we've got a changeover from Kwesi, to now maybe KOC and Flores driving it a little bit more. But like, what thoughts are going through your head as you're kind of seeing these things popping up about basically JJ McCarthy's on the way out of Minnesota?
Well, so that's where I guess I'm not quite there.
Yeah.
I feel like the front office is saying what they have to say. We're doing everything we can. We're doing our due diligence. What else? Like they can't go in right now and be, well, JJ's our guy, because based on what happened last year, like they can't do that.
That's fair.
So I think that it's a little bit lip service to appease certain fans, maybe certain media members, but I don't think JJ McCarthy, again, like I mentioned, the price tag's too high. No one's trading for him.
Yeah.
And I think it's still the same situation. He's going to be a Viking.
Yeah.
They're going to bring someone in to compete.
For sure.
Now, what does that competition look like? That's where it gets interesting, man, because I've read everything under the sun, and it's insane, like what the options are right now.
No, I mean, basically I've heard, a veteran to come in here and guide him. I've heard a guy to come in and give him competition, and I've heard a guy in there to come in and take a spot. So it's like, I mean, I've heard every single scenario when it comes to what the Vikings are thinking. And you and I were kind of talking at the beginning, like, who do we listen to? Because all the people that are sharing seem to be guys that are NFL guys on the pod. You can't see it. I got quotes, NFL analysts, with their blue checks, verified accounts. And I'm like, who am I listening to when it comes to what they're saying right now? Or is it just a matter of, we got 28 days, 27 days, and we're just trying to throw bombs into the Vikings fandom?
I feel like there's just a lot of opinions, and so someone can point back and say, see, I was right, a month ago. But no, as these, like, it's a fun exercise as these names come out, and you can kind of think through, what makes sense and what doesn't. I still stand by, like, I don't want to give up draft capital.
Absolutely not.
Whatever that means. And in my head, I have two scenarios that I feel like are ideal.
Okay.
One of them I think I will get a lot of pushback on. But the first one, maybe I'll get pushback on both. I don't know. Number one, I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers. I think as I think about who's available, you bring in a guy like Rodgers, not the same guy he was 5 years ago. I admit that. But talented, veteran, arm is still there, knows how to run an NFL offense.
Yeah. And
I think we both agreed our defense this year was a playoff level defense.
For sure.
You bring a guy like that in, I like what we could do in the playoffs. I think there's a shot we would go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we'd be favored, but when I look across the rest of the options, Kyler Murray, who, again, there's some strengths there, Kirk Cousins, I don't think that elevates us to a Super Bowl level team. And I think that at the end of the day, like we talked about with Jason Harmon a few weeks ago, that is the ultimate goal, is how do we get to the Super Bowl? It's not how do we return to the playoffs. It's how are we building it to the Super Bowl? So I do think Rodgers doesn't elevate us on his own, but I think he puts us in the conversation where it's, a break here, a break there in the playoffs, and you might reach the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Man, I just don't know that I can get behind Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have the chip that Brett Favre had. Basically, he's just trying to, kind of continue to grind this career out until he's bored enough that he wants to go do something else. And man,
and that might be the case.
Hey, it would be very fun to stick it to Packers fans again. I mean,
shades of, and it might be the nostalgia of 2009, or I'm like shades of 2009 where we do that to the Packers again. Might be what's driving that thought.
I think there's definitely some motivation there in my mind of like anything I can do to get back at the Packers fans for just being the cheese whiz that they are. Bring it on. But I mean, he's the coming off the Achilles, and this is the issue I have with Kurt as well. Like they're not the same guys. Those injuries when they come back, especially at 40 plus, I think Kirk is going to be 40. I mean,
not 40, he's close to it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, those injuries to come back from, you're just not the same guy. And when you add age on top of that, it just really doesn't bode well for you. I agree. I don't think Rodgers puts us at a disadvantage. I don't know that he gets us to the Super Bowl. Unless we go ahead and do some splash and free agencies that are going to surprise us. But,
no, and again, the limiting factor with Rodgers is the offensive line. You need a line that will keep him upright, because he has shown he's doesn't have the escapability that he had 5 years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
The arm talent's still there.
Yeah.
Like, you saw the arm talent in Pittsburgh, especially like as the season was coming to a
Yeah.
close, where like he led them to some wins.
Yeah.
And so that for me is what was interesting. I don't know if I just have a chip on my shoulder against Kirk, but I just feel like Kirk maybe would be a playoff team, but like
Yeah.
that's the ceiling. You bring in Kirk. So that's why that just doesn't do it for me.
I kind of have the same thought that you have, though, when it comes to Rodgers. Like, I feel like Kirk's mechanics and arm strength is still there as well. So I still think he can put up numbers, put up stats. He showed that at the end of the season last year when he was, starting those last couple games in Atlanta. I mean, he'll fill a stat sheet, but
pre Achilles, who would you rather have, Rodgers or Kirk?
oh man, I mean, Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Kirk didn't. I mean, it's pretty simple.
I just think again, Kirk. I don't want to hate on Kirk, but like Kirk and his agents are in the Hall of Fame for making money.
Absolutely.
Not for the play on the field. Again, this isn't saying he's terrible. But
eight starts, $100 million he made in Atlanta.
Just
how wild is that?
What a heist. It's so crazy.
Oh my gosh. That guy's, I said it the other day on X, man. I said, put this guy's age in the Hall of Fame. Because I mean, the deals that he's made for this guy is unreal.
That's crazy.
With the resume that he has, the amount of money he's made, it's just crazy to me. Like
0 playoff wins, right?
No, he's got one.
Did he win one in Washington?
He won.
Oh, he won with us. Yeah, the Saints. Yeah, you're right.
He beat the Saints in overtime, but that's it. But I think he lost one in overtime. That wasn't it that weird, like took a knee, but he wasn't supposed to take a knee. He was supposed to spike it. Was that playoffs or to get into the playoffs? Do you remember this?
Oh.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins at Washington, game on the line, takes the snap, kneels the ball, and he's supposed to spike it. And I think they missed the playoffs because of that.
I need to look this up.
They were at I'll send it to you. They were at the
epic fail.
They were at the 5-yard line, game-winning drive, and he takes a knee and clock runs out and they lose the game. Yeah, in true Kirk fashion. You like that?
Man. Yeah. No, I'm good. Like moving on from Kirk. We had him here. He played well, not well enough, and that's good.
I guess the thing that I want to talk about is what is JJ McCarthy feeling as he sees and hears all this stuff? Or at this point, do these guys professionals, they just tune it out? I mean, he's still a 22-year-old kid. Like he's got to be hearing this.
I'm sure he is, but I also think he has to look back on his play last year and realize it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And we drafted him with high expectations.
Yeah.
And then again, has the injury, Darnold goes off,
which
raises his expectations on him, which maybe that's not fair, but that's reality.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to professional sports, I mean, you can't be a shrinking violet. You need to be able to understand, like, if you don't do your job, they're going to find someone who will.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes. And it's definitely a cutthroat league at this point where waiting around on guys just isn't there. And,
absolutely. And again, I'm not saying throw them away because we saw enough. Like, I'm still, like, I say it again, I'm buying stock on JJ because I think he's got the goods, but I will be the first to admit he wasn't good enough last year and needs to play better.
And I think, NFL or Vikings fans, as well as Vikings front office, has a right to ask those questions, to put those things out. It's just, we live in just such a time right now where everything is so public.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
Everything is so public. It's got to be hard for a 22-year-old kid to sit back and not take those things personal, which you're right. He probably should, but also like, we got to show this kid some support.
I think personal, but personal in the sense that it drives you, not that
motivating. Yeah.
Scared.
Yeah.
And that's where, again, so Rodgers, I think, does, like, he's not coming unless you're like, you're the starter, right? Rodgers isn't competing. If he comes in, you're like, you're the starter, Rodgers.
Yeah.
JJ is going to sit. I don't know what that does for his development, but like, that's going to be reality.
Yeah.
My second opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Trade, not a high draft pick, but a trade of a lower round draft pick for Anthony Richardson. And you bring in a 23-year-old Anthony Richardson to compete with a 23-year-old JJ McCarthy straight up in camp. And yes, could that blow up in our faces? Absolutely, it could.
Yeah.
You got 2 high first-round draft picks competing with a quarterback whisperer coach. And I would love to see that competition. And again, I think the ceiling for the winner of that quarterback competition is high.
I agree.
At least I hope it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Anthony, I mean, the Colts have released this week that he's open for trade. I mean, there is that possibility for
Absolutely.
it. We know that there's that history between him and KOC, where KOC, I think, wanted to draft him.
Wanted to draft him. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to sell the farm to get him.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't hate that idea. I think that would be a legit quarterback competition where we could sit back and go, okay, which guy's going to prove himself, worthy of the quarterback one position for the Minnesota Vikings. I just think as long as we're not giving up too much to get him, which at this point, I don't know that anyone's going to have to, because I think the Colts are looking to shop him and get rid of him.
Yeah, and I think it's a conditional pick, right? Maybe it's a fifth that turns into a third if he starts so many games. Right? Like, I think that's the way to go. But again, you look back at what the intangibles he came into the league with, they're still there.
Sure. Yeah.
He's young. Yeah, he's looked pretty bad in a few years in Indy, but he's had some injuries. So I don't know.
Well, and it's that like the tough thing about those high draft picks of quarterbacks is rarely do you get a guy that comes into a situation where he can just thrive. I mean, usually they're drafting just think about the Jets organization. Like, they're drafting a high quarterback and doing nothing for the offensive line. So those quarterbacks are running for their lives for the first, 2 seasons, and then people write him off. Sam Darnold, here we go. And then he gets put in a situation where he can be successful, and he is. And so I don't know. It would be interesting to see a guy like Richardson, what he could do in a system that's already built to win, not looking for him to build the system to win.
One, even for him, like, I'm not saying he would have beat out Daniel Jones last year, but the injury he had was just such a fluke injury for him to, like, miss the first 10 games last year, and then Daniel Jones obviously came in, they're rolling.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe Richardson would have had similar success. I don't know, but that's where, again, like, the injury sounded terrible, but like, how many times is like those rubber bands going to snap and hit you in the eye? Like, what a freak injury. So
it's the Tyrod Taylor, punctured lung, it's like, well, okay. And then loses his job, and Justin Herbert ever since. So, so, well, that would be an interesting one. I think that's definitely, I think that's more of a realistic possibility than some of the other ones that are being thrown out there. But I know a lot of the names on the radar, that I've been hearing this week: Geno, Kyler, Mac Jones. Those are kind of the 3 ones that I continue to see being circled back to. We would have to trade for Mac Jones. Geno would have to get released. Kyler would have to be traded. Released.
It sounds like Kyler's going to be released.
Released and signed, yeah.
It sounds like those 2 are likely to be released. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't want to give up a second or third round pick for Mac Jones. So
and I don't see either of those guys coming in and doing anything that's Kyler probably is the most exciting of them. For sure. We've talked about it before. Like, Kyler has his flaws, and can KOC fix those flaws, or are those just Kyler flaws that he's going to have regardless of what team he's got on his helmet? And so, I don't know. I don't know that there's any quarterback right now other than a big splash trade. We've talked about Joe Burrow. We've talked about Lamar Jackson. I don't think those are, realistic, but who knows, right? At this point, who knows? But I think any of those guys coming in, well, okay, it's going to be a competition for JJ. And I think he's going to have to, lace up his shoes, get his mechanics right, get out there and prove himself as the quarterback. And I think he can with any of those guys. I don't think with the exception of Rodgers, which it sounds like Rodgers is probably the dark horse of it all. But you never know.
I'd be surprised if that's the route we went. But of the veteran, that veteran caliber, not the young veterans, but if we're talking the Kirks, the Rodgers, I'm going to put Geno Smith a little bit.
I would agree. Geno Smith's been in the league since 2013. So, I mean, he's 12-year guy in the league.
Yeah. So of those guys, I would take Rodgers, but I agree with your assessment. Like, Kyler is the one who's probably the most exciting, but brings a lot of baggage to the table. So,
and, to give some support to JJ McCarthy, which JJ McCarthy, you ever want to hop on with the Purple Dopes, just let us know, man. We would love to bring you on here.
Anytime.
I think JJ McCarthy can beat any of those guys out.
Yeah.
Now, will he? That's the big question. But I think, quarterback to quarterback size him up. I think he's got the intangible skills to kind of rise up and beat out those guys. But the question is, what's going to happen when his back gets a little bit of the wall against the wall? And I mean, we've asked that question, same question of KLC, Brian Flores. I mean, like, I think a lot of guys are getting pushed back a little bit, and okay, it's time to strap up the boots, guys. Time to battle it out and see what happens. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say, from what I've heard, JJ's out in California, from what I've heard, working out with, it's like a quarterback guru coach out there that worked with Tom Brady, among others, working on his mechanics.
Is it Tebow's guy?
Oh gosh, what's his name?
I mean, because Tebow worked out with the same guy Brady worked out with, so that would be, I'd be all right with me.
Doesn't he have a normal, like, Greg Holcomb, I believe, is like the coach that he works with traditionally?
Yeah. That's his high school.
Yeah. But I think, no, it's a different guy. Like, Tom Beck might be the name.
Okay.
I think it's Tom Beck.
Okay.
But
we'll call him Tom Beck.
We'll call him Tom Beck for now. I'll come in. I'll fix that later if it's wrong. But I think it's Tom Beck. But yeah, I just feel like he's doing what he needs to do right now to try to improve. I'm excited to see him show up for like OTAs. I mean, even if we bring in a quarterback, I think he's going to show up ready to go.
Yeah,
he's going to show up in 9 mode.
Yeah, I don't doubt JJ McCarthy. I'm still, like you said, I'm still hopeful that, as a purple dope here, I'm still hopeful that JJ McCarthy is going to be the guy next season. He's going to make that jump that we need him to jump. He's going to beat out whatever veteran we bring in. However that looks, but I'm still hopeful that he's got it, that he's going to be the guy to come in and do it. So that would be the biggest hopes anyway for the purple dopes here. So as always, we want to know what the purple dope fans have to say. So drop it in the comments. Are you in on JJ? Are you looking elsewhere with all these other crazy rumors going around here? So kind of interesting though, that we saw last week was Kwesi got picked up by the Niners as a personnel executive. So
picked up by the Niners, but did you see the fine print when he starts after the draft?
Oh.
Which I thought that was great that they had that as part of it.
Yeah, that's fitting. Make that note on there. So apparently the Niners are aware, but
no, I mean, he's familiar with the Niners. He's been there before. I think he's worked. I think he was there during the Kyle Shanahan era at some point. Like, I know, I think he came from Cleveland when he came to the Vikings.
For sure. Yeah.
So that adds up. Like, and again, I don't think Kwesi's like terrible. I think he may not have been a good GM, but I think for what his skill set does bring to the table, my guess is he adds value. So
for sure.
Good for Kwesi. I have nothing against the guy. Good for him landing on his feet.
I just was wondering if this was Kwesi's like hidden way of getting Mac Jones to the Minnesota Vikings. That's my big question. Like, is this all a underlying plan of him to come in and find a way to get Mac Jones?
Is now a first rounder for Mac Jones. But
is that what it is now? Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're gonna get everything we need and more in this trade for Mac Jones.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, good for Kwesi. Like, I was a fan of Kwesi. I think we obviously have our differences and opinions on how things should have been done, but good for him to get picked up by the Niners, and hopefully he finds his space in there and finds his lane and has some success. So obviously it's a great franchise to be a part of the history of the Niners. So
definitely.
Anyways, well, hey, Tommy Kramer, Vikings legend, said this about JJ McCarthy in a post. I'm going to read it verbatim here. We need to stick with this guy. Speaking of JJ, I'm telling you, he's got what it takes, just needs the reps. What are your thoughts on a Vikings legend, Tommy Kramer, played the quarterback position, has watched a lot of other quarterbacks do it, making that stamp of approval on JJ McCarthy?
It's not just number 9 looking out for number 9.
Nah, that's maybe he's just okay, all right.
I mean, like I love seeing the Vikings legends come out in favor of this. Again, I don't think they're parrots and they're gonna just say what they're supposed to say, but I like Tommy Kramer on Twitter. He's a great follow
for sure,
and love to see the support. Again, I don't disagree with Tommy Kramer. Like, the talent's there. We've seen the flashes.
He's got it. I mean,
So like you can't.
I'm telling you, he's got what it takes. I think we
Yeah.
would both agree. We've seen the flashes.
Yep.
We just got to see it
We need the
consistently
consistency.
week after week.
Yep.
And the injuries are obviously the biggest issue. Like,
Yes.
can't see him get injured next season.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the injuries, again, you can't always control that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be smart with his slides, getting out of bounds, etc. But, you know, as long as he can avoid taking the big hits, you know, the other injuries are just bad luck. So hopefully,
sure.
you know, he avoids that and gets smart with his ability to get down and get out of bounds. But in terms of the reps, he's absolutely right. He needs reps.
Yeah.
And even going into next year, like I would hope to see him play more than one series in the preseason.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get him in every game. Maybe not the last one, but yeah, he's got to get
first couple. Like
he's got to get a half in. I mean,
a half. Yeah. And even if you're not playing everyone, get him a half with, you know, the 8th string wide receivers. Like, who cares?
Get him working with Ty Felton. You know, those guys. I mean, why not? So
get him out there, get him fresh to start the year. Because and again, like there's certain guys like I don't think Jefferson needs to play in the preseason.
No, we know what Jefferson.
You know what he's going to bring it. He's going to bring it week 1. No big deal there. But for McCarthy, and again, like the quarterbacks are protected, so that's where for me, like I'm not that worried about injury because the rules are already protecting the quarterback so much.
Yeah.
As long as you can put them out there with like a decent enough offensive line that you are certain can help protect.
Sure.
Like I want to see him get reps, you know, OTAs, mini camps, training camp. Let's get rep after rep for JJ. And again, if there's a competition, I know that changes things a little bit, but like, you know, hopefully he's getting as many reps as he can and taking advantage of each one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm with Tommy Kramer. I mean, I'm big fan of Tommy Kramer. Actually, I invited Tommy Kramer to come on Purple Dopes on his post on JJ McCarthy. So who knows? Maybe Tommy Kramer will come share this these words live and direct with the Purple Dopes.
That would be amazing.
Like, he's got what it takes. Just needs the reps. Like, and so I hope KOC's hearing that as like encouragement to like, hey, let's get this guy as many opportunities as we can during the preseason, during the crossover games with teams in the preseason or in the training camps, like many reps as we can, so that he can prove himself. But number one, that we can feel confident going in. I think last season we were fed or we were misled with our confidence based on how he was presented by KOC in the front office. So now it's like we need to see it. Like we got to see the things. We got to see the flashes. We got to see the consistency. We got to see the balls.
We got to see the middle. We saw the flashes. Now we got to see the flashes first, second, third, and fourth quarter.
Exactly. And to see him, exactly. Hitting those passes in the first quarter, he's hitting in the fourth quarter.
But hitting the easy ones, right? Like that was again the start of the year last year. The amount of easy 10-yard out and he sails it. Like we can't see that. Like we just let's see the routine passes be routine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've been tracking a little bit as far as like the last week goes, as far as the combine goes. Is there anything that really stands out to you as far as the Vikings guys are watching, guys that got their eyes on?
I mean, the names that we're seeing that were targeted for the Vikings, I don't even know if they're going to be on the board at 18. When we're picking, man, these guys are just running crazy 40s, like Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, I think.
From Oregon,
I mean, I don't remember the exact time. It's like 4.4-ish, like for a tight end. You're like, this is nuts. Just crazy. Dylan is a Thieneman, again, the Oregon safety that's the one I see consistently.
For sure.
Slotted for the Vikings. I think he was sub 4.4. I mean, it's crazy, some of these numbers. Look at Jeremiah Love. Again, everyone, he's kind of the darling, I feel like, of this draft. Where I think he was sub 4.4. I mean, it's wild, man. I don't pay a ton of attention to the combines, but just the numbers coming out, I was impressed. Like it's crazy how fast this class is.
And it's hard to keep track of the what's going on with the Vikings actually looking to the combine, because everyone wants to talk about what's happening outside of the combine when it comes to the Vikings. I mean, every guy from the combine is just posting about, I heard them talking about this with quarterback. Oh, I heard them talking about this guy with quarterback. This guy. I'm like, who are they looking at? Like, that's what we want to know what's going on. So
for sure. And I do hope, again, as everything shakes out coming into the draft, best player available.
Yeah, for sure.
In the first 3 rounds, I want to go best player available no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, I think I've said except for maybe running back and wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver, I mean, well, we'll see what happens with Jalen Naylor.
Yeah.
But I really feel wide receiver, we should probably say we're good there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if somebody falls in the running back spot, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be
if Jeremiah Love was there,
for sure.
seems like again, it's kind of like I don't want to say he's going to be the next Jahmyr Gibbs, but like if
He
you
has,
knew you were drafting Jahmyr Gibbs,
yeah,
like you would have taken Jahmyr Gibbs.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. Don't want to miss on a guy like that. That's absolutely true. So
100%.
for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just going to be continued speculation for the next couple of weeks when it comes to the purple dope. So, and I'm sure by next week there'll be 1,000 other rumors that have popped up when it comes to
Absolutely. You know what? You remind me, what's the start of free agency?
I thought I saw something like 27 days.
No, it's got to be earlier than that.
Is
right?
it sooner than that?
Like early March.
Okay. If only we had devices that could look up these things instantaneously right in front of us.
Let's see. I'll look it up right now.
There we go.
March 11th. So we are 10 days away.
10 days away from free
agency.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to heat up, man. And then there's the legal tampering, right? We're like
for sure
2 or 3 days before then. So
yeah.
It's going to start getting pretty wild here.
Yeah, the next month's going to be very exciting when it comes to Vikings information. So
it feels like this was the quiet period, which is crazy to think that this was the quiet period.
Yeah, exactly. Because it seems like you said, like we've been busier this week than we haven't any other week. So,
but like it's going to be free agency for the next, 2-3 weeks, and then you're like right into the draft, and then your mini camps, and then you're just off and running. So never ends, man. That's why the NFL's the best.
That's why it's the best, because we can do this all year long. We can do this all year long. So, well, that's all. As always, man. Let's hit them with some Purple Dub hopes. Brought to you by 612Tees. Great Minnesota-based apparel company. Got some great Timberwolves stuff coming out right now because the Timberwolves are hot. So use Purple Dubs 25, get 25% off that first order with 612Tees. We got, like you said, we got 10 days before free agency kicks off. What hopes are you sitting on right now as one half of the Purple Dopes?
My hopes, I'm going to circle back to my quarterback situations, and that my hopes are that they do one of those situations. And I know that you're going to go against me on the Rodgers thing, and that's okay. Cause I think back to 2009 magic that Favre brought. I know it's different, but man, to just run it back with Rodgers and beat the Packers a couple times would be amazing. So that'd be great. But also Richardson coming in, that to me would be the most exciting, is to have Anthony Richardson going head to head with JJ McCarthy in just an open battle for a QB1.
For sure. Well, I mean, I go against you until that guy puts on the purple uniform, and then I'm all in. So like, it don't matter to me. Like, I can go against anyone, but when they get that jersey on, I'm the biggest supporter in the world. Yes. So that's the dope in me, man. It's like,
absolutely.
Until when they get that purple on, like, okay, well, let's go.
And he's our guy.
Yeah. So my hope really this next week, I hope that I see some things coming out from the Viking organization showing that support to JJ McCarthy. We know it's going to be a competition. Yeah, we know there's a very good chance they're going to bring in a veteran, but I hope someone from our front office can speak some sort of encouragement out there of, hey, look, we're bringing him in, but JJ is going to have as good a shot at this as the other guy is. Because right now it's, basically we're moving on and we're done with him. And I know he hears that. And so I just hope that someone speaks out from the office. And it's interesting that like these quiet people are the loudest, like Vikings are quietly shopping JJ McCarthy. Okay. Everyone in the world is talking about this. So they're obviously not quiet about it. So cracks me up how the internet works. So
that's crazy.
But that's it for me. Like, let's get some encouragement to JJ McCarthy when it comes to what he did last season, but also what we're looking forward to getting the opportunity to do next year.
Yeah. And let's not forget how he ended the year.
Yeah. Undefeated.
Like there's some promise there. So
absolutely.
Let's build on that.
Absolutely. Well, as we move into kind of our draft space, Darin, I have 4 Minnesota Vikings draft picks of the past years from Vikings history, all relevant to us. I didn't go super deep here. But I just want you to like think back in your mind, some of them you may have been a teenager in your 20s or now in your 30s. Like, what thoughts went through your head when we got this guy? So we're going to start in 1998. first round pick 21, Randy Moss from
Pure
Marshall.
elation.
Yeah.
Elation, man. I
Mm.
mean, I still remember I had a basketball tournament that day.
Yeah.
It was in town. So I lived in this tiny, tiny town,
Yeah.
and school was blocked from my house. So I got done with one of my games. I came back. I flipped on the TV because I knew the draft was on.
Mm.
And there it is, Randy Moss of the Vikings. And I just lost it. Just
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
completely lost my mind.
Yeah.
It was euphoric. I couldn't believe that he fell that far.
Yeah. And for me, like, number one, the only reason I know Marshall University is Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the only reason. And he's a Heisman candidate. He's sitting up there with, Peyton Manning.
Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf was in there, yes.
And Charles Woodson.
Yes, thank you. Wow.
Yes.
This is why you're the man, dude.
I was all over that coverage that year.
He's wearing the sunglasses.
That's where I fell in love with Randy Moss. Like, I wasn't watching Marshall games.
And it was just, yeah, exactly. So when he falls and we get him, obviously there had been some drama, some trouble there. But in my mind, I'm thinking this guy is now Minnesota Viking, and the talent he brings, the skill set he brings, he's going to be a monster. And then he goes out there his first season, sets a rookie record.
He's a monster his entire career. That's crazy.
All right. Well, this next one here, 2007, first round pick, 7th pick. I think this was one of our highest draft picks ever. Adrian Peterson. What were your thoughts when the Vikings picked Adrian Peterson?
Yes, Adrian Peterson. Oh man, that was one where I was like, so Adrian in college, a beast, right?
Absolutely.
Like, so it's hard to not be excited. But I remember thinking, God, Chester Taylor is like pretty good running back.
Like those same thoughts.
And we, weren't great in 2006. We were a bad team, but I still remember watching Chester Taylor thinking he's like the bright spot.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything that comes to mind for like, I wish we would have taken somebody else.
So
I do remember like thinking this will be interesting.
Yeah.
And again, Hall of Fame running back, Adrian Peterson, a guy that couldn't be tackled, the last non-quarterback to win MVP. I mean, the guy was a beast.
I didn't see a ton of him play at Oklahoma until that Fiesta Bowl against Boise State.
Yeah.
And literally every time they handed him the ball, he was like 50 yards down the field. I mean, in overtime when they played in that Fiesta Bowl, it was like, hand him the ball and get out of the way, scored a touchdown within 2 plays. Yep. You're thinking, this guy can't be stopped. So that was like my first like real, like, wow, this guy is good. And then when the Vikings got him, that's the thought I had, like, he's just going to be untouchable out there. But I did struggle a little bit with like, how's this balance going to work? Obviously he comes in, they start with this like 2-headed monster. And by week 4 or 5, they're like, sorry, Chester, like this guy's the real deal.
Yeah, not have him on the field.
Yeah.
Except for when he fumbles all the time.
Yes. His first touch, I think, was like a 50-yard screen pass that he like tip, caught it and he was gone. So, anyways. All right. Next one here. We're going to go to 2020, round 1, pick number 22, Justin Jefferson. How'd you feel about that one?
I remember. Well, so again, this is like, it's similar to, when you think of the Randy Moss trade to Oakland, where he's just a beast for us, we trade him, and with his draft pick we get in return, we take Troy Williamson.
Yes. Shout out to Troy Williamson.
I will say it crossed my mind.
Gotcha.
But I knew we
were Diggs for that pick, right?
But that was Diggs.
Yeah.
So, but I knew we were going to take wideout, and there was what was there like? There's a bunch of first-round graded wideouts, right? Like I think that was like CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy,
Jalen Reagor,
of course,
who went to the Eagles. Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen that video of the Vikings front office laughing at them.
Yes.
And the Raiders took the guy, I can't remember the name, the speedy guy from Alabama who ended up going to jail.
Oh, yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. It'll come to me. Yeah.
I think that was the same draft class, but there's a bunch of guys.
Henry Ruggs.
Yep. So I remember I was a big CeeDee Lamb guy, like just watching him play with Jalen Hurts that year. Like I loved CeeDee Lamb. Obviously Jefferson playing at LSU. Like who didn't see those highlights? Like unbelievably amazing
video game highlights.
Yeah, for sure. And like knew what he could do for sure. I would say Jamar Chase was a little bit more of the headliner.
Agree
for LSU, but like we're talking 1A, 1B, right?
Yeah.
But then Lamb goes to the Cowboys, and then I'm just like, it has to be Jefferson. Like, I don't want Reagor. Granted, I didn't know anything about him. but I'm like, I don't want Rager. I want Jefferson.
Yeah.
And so the minute Lamb went off the board, I was pretty like committed. Like it's got to be Jefferson. So when the Eagles took Rager, I'm like, oh, he's there. It's got to be him. And again, like was super jacked to have him. He got screwed out of Rookie of the Year, but you know, played unreal. Again, I've never seen anyone with a better first touchdown.
So, dude, it's iconic. I mean, it's like the greatest gift that you can use when it comes to Vikings fans, because it reminds you of like
kids have been doing the gritty ever since.
How special he was. And like I don't think I had a full grip of how special he was, because like you said, at LSU it was really kind of a balance between, I mean, that offense was so high powered. It's like
it wasn't just Jefferson Chase.
Pick a guy, so you're wondering, well, is it the fact that, you know, Jamar Chase is really that good and Jefferson gets, but man, when he came in and splashed in that Tennessee game, it was just like, this kid is the real deal. And I mean, then just after that, you continue to see just the flashes of how good he was. His route running,
every level on the field, like and we didn't see that. I don't remember noticing that range at LSU like that. But it's like for the Vikings, he excels at every level, and it's like I've never seen a wideout do it like that before.
Yeah, watching him, like I was watching this video where he was talking to kids about running routes, and I'm like, dude, he is so smart. Like the way he explains running routes. I mean, he's not just a good route runner. He can explain the why behind he does it, which makes the other guys on his team better. I mean, he's working to like with his teenage, you know, football camp or whatever, but I mean, he's going to be able to make other guys better with what he does. And so just a special guy.
Yeah.
All right. Our last one here is the topic of conversation all season long, 2024 round 1, pick 10, the Vikings select quarterback, JJ McCarthy. Your thoughts?
I was jacked. Just psyched. Because again, going into it, you hear the rumors. Sounds like they want Drake May. But again, like I'm not an idiot. We're at pick 11 to start. Yeah. Knowing you got to go from 11 to 3, you're talking, and on top of the swap, 2 to 3 first round picks.
For sure.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of picks. So knowing that that's what it was for it, it's no guarantee. Now, again, looking back, like, would we have done that? Maybe.
Well, yeah. Knowing what Kwesi did with those picks that he had. Yeah, maybe.
but that, like, we knew we needed a quarterback, right? Like that was the big thing right there. We need a quarterback. We have Sam Darnold on the roster, who again, at that point was still Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Kirk's gone. So it's like, we have to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
And there were other teams that needed quarterbacks. Like the Giants needed a quarterback, but they went wide out, right? Like you're just kind of like holding your breath.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what we all were doing was just waiting for who was going to be the guy there. And I think the thing that excited me most about JJ McCarthy was, like, number one, I knew he was a winner. Like he's coming from a legacy there at Michigan. But number two, like JJ McCarthy was as high as like 2 or 3 on people's boards. And went lower than that. So like, to me, it's like, because there was there were some people who were really all in on JJ McCarthy, should have went ahead of some of the other guys that got picked in front of him. So I was like you, I was very excited based on the fact that, hey, this guy might've snuck to 10. Like
I knew I didn't want Bo Nix. So I didn't want to end up in a Christian Ponder situation where it's there's one guy left and we have to take him.
Yeah.
So I didn't want Bo Nix. He was the one guy I'm like, I don't want him. And people will probably say I'm wrong for that. I still think Bo Nix sucks. So that's I would have taken Michael Penix. But I did think like the most likely person for us to draft is JJ. And I kind of talked myself into like, I want that. So
I agree.
When he was available at pick 10, and then we traded up to get, one pick, just gave up, like a 6th or whatever it was. It was like, good move, get your guy and let's go. And so I was psyched. And again, people were psyched about him his rookie year in camp.
Yeah.
Like without the injury, it sounds like he might have been the starter.
Yeah.
So
the things that he was doing, in his first season, I mean, Darnold wasn't coming in to be the starter that year. And it just, lightning in a bottle, he gets injured, Darnold shines, and then we all know the rest is history for Sam Darnold. So
absolutely.
All right. Well, that's our list, man. We got a handful of days left till we can really start bringing some news, I guess, for the Vikings. Holy cow. So we got another Straight Skull coming up. We got some sprinkled in with some episodes with just Darin and I. So we'll keep you all tuned in, Purple Dopers. Make sure you subscribe, follow along to our show on any of the podcast platforms. Thank you so much for continuing to support us and being a part of the Purple Dub Nation. I don't know. I just made that up, so we'll go with it. I think I said Purple Dopers at one point, and somebody commented on YouTube like, "You need to stop that." So we're not going to call you guys Purple Dopers, but I don't know why, but maybe there's some hidden underlying things in there that I shouldn't be saying on YouTube. So gonna get us flags. So
I love it.
But yeah, all right. Well, we'll catch you guys next week. We got Straight Skull coming next week, and then we'll see what happens in the coming week for our Minnesota Vikings. As always, friends, you skull, we all skull together. See you guys next week.
Skull.